Good morning, family. Good morning. Today is Saturday morning, and it's a little burr, but not too bad this morning. Finally, the rain stopped, so I just came out to the house. Um, let's go look together. We are looking together. This is looking so good. Look at that, y'all. The garlic is doing its thing. The peppers, they are. We got a lot of peppers in there. Let's look at what's going on. All right. It is so wet out here. Okay. The cabbages is looking good. Looking good. Broccoli doing good. Not as big as I would like, but it is cool, so I'm still giving it time, but they all still look pretty good. Cabbages are getting huge. My only concern is that they're going to shade each other out because there's so many. So what I'm going to probably do later is start separating some stuff out. Collards looking good. You can see where I've been breaking them off, taking some harvesting. And the cool part about it is once they get a little larger, like taller, what I can do when I fertilize and stuff, I don't have to worry about their leaves on the bottom getting all wet up. Doing good. Now that sign says broccoli. So this must be some broccoli too. So looking good. Of course, it's way too young for any heads. Looking good, looking good. This is the turnip with some cabbages inside. Look at that. I just think it's so pretty. Look at that. And this leaf, so I'll probably harvest some of this stuff today. And what I normally do with these, with the Swiss chard, I saute it like spinach. And sometimes I put like some eggs and some cheese and saute it and make like a little breakfast. They're looking good. They're looking good. Okra, I think, is finally trying to die out. But that baby's strong. The root on that thing is so strong. I'm thinking I may just cut it at the base and just leave everything else. Celery looking really good. Celery looking really good. Onions. Onions doing good. Look at this cabbage. This cabbage is looking good. Them leaves are huge. All right. All right, peppers still holding on. Still holding on. So I'm going to leave them. Still getting flowers, surprisingly. Look at that, y'all. Garlic is showing out, which is really good. You see the frost, like the little frost drops on them. All right, grapes still on the vine with leaves, so that's pretty good. I had some business to do out here today at the house, so I won't be out here too long, but when I do get out here, I definitely always come out here to check on everything. Those strawberries look really, really good. Next year, I should really get a good harvest on my strawberries. Collards. I'm talking about, we have collards. So I have been giving away some of my collards, which is what I'm excited about because my game plan is to thin them out a little bit so they can do this. Just do its thing. Grow up and get as big as it needs to get. This looks really, really good. Peppers. Still peppering. These are jalapenos. Like little jalapenos. They are really delicious, but I do prefer the bigger ones so I can make the jalapeno poppers. Cabbage. It looked like cabbage and something else right there. I'm not quite sure if that's a weed or an actual seed. Then I got my garlics. I got some beans right over there. I think that's a bush bean because it doesn't seem like it's trying to vine up. All right. These are the last of the green peppers. I'm going to leave them to see if they do anything. When it gets to a certain point, then I'll cut it all the way back. But because these leaves are still green and they're still trying to do, I'm going to leave them. Now, once they start completely dying off, Then I'll cut everything back to probably about this node right here. I'll cut everything back that look like some blossoming right there, or some freeze. I'll cut everything back, and then I'll pull it out and I'll put it away for next year to see if I can keep it. Same again, collard greens looking good with some garlic. I put garlic, y'all, in some of everything. Look at the roses, just the dew on them. And they still trying to look. I got another beautiful red one. And today's happy birthday, so I'm gonna bring them a rose. Look how pretty that is. The whites are still holding on. Look at that, so pretty. And I will leave my roses and stuff, like, to let them keep doing this, so it can keep pollinators around for as long as they can. Look at that cabbage starting to head up. It's so pretty. The way cabbage head up to me, it's so pretty. And then with a collard. So we got a cabbage and we got a collard. And that's probably a couple of them is going to be like that. Collards. Look at this collard. Looking good. Cabbages. This one's trying to head up. Look at that one. That one looked like, you know how they have the Cabbage Patch doll babies? You know the cabbage that they normally show to show that it's the Cabbage Patch Kid? That's what that remind me of. Strawberries doing good. Over here was just some flowers, but everything is dying off. I think these are the zinnias. It's dying off. Look at that. Look at those cabbage heads. And it's actually tough. Look at that. So beautiful. So probably these two will be the first two that I actually harvest this year, because not only are they already heading up, they're firm. They're nice and firm. Okay, so we looked at that side. And let me tell you guys, when it comes to, once it starts getting cold, there's not as much work to do out here except for just maintaining at that point. I'm looking at my comfrey and my berries. Hey, baby. Is it cold? Okay. Go ahead. Get the keys for the she shed if you want to go in the she shed or in the greenhouse. So, I'm about to look at the plums. Let's look at it. Plums are still looking good. Okay, so we finally got everything dying off, which is fine. From what I was learning, I need to prune and I need to keep like the inside in here clear to make sure nothing rubs up on each other. Make sure everything, so next, when it comes in, like all of these from the inside, I don't know if you can see from my research, all of these from like the inside, clear those all out. So this way, when it comes back next year, none of the branches as they grow start to cross each other and bruise each other. So you'll get a better harvest just as well. So, looks good. I don't have to worry about watering it again. It's been raining so much out here. This one is actually holding on to its leaves a little more. So, still look good though. And they are different types of plums, I've learned. Because this tag just had a freaking plum, right? So I don't even know exactly what kind of plum. And I got it from Lowe's, plum blue something. Damson. And this one is a Burbank plum. So they look like that versus the other ones, I guess, will look like that. And this is the same type as this one though. And again, I'm not quite sure if this one is going to come back, but it seems to be in there pretty good. Look at that comfort, y'all. Showing out. Now, y'all remember, I cut all of this back. So comfrey is actually taken and it's doing really, really well. Both of my comfreys are doing really, really well. So I'm excited about that. Then I do have my comfrey tea. I don't know what's in here yet. So definitely looks like a lot of bugs. What I'll probably do is get a better container and transfer those into the better container to actually keep it tight so the bugs won't be in there. Because most definitely, I don't want to deal with those bugs laying eggs and all that stuff. Okay, so over here, the miracles are still good, but over here they died. Who knows? Of course, the green beans are doing so good. They're doing good and getting thick and full in there. So we definitely got to grab some green beans today. Look at that. I think this is the fun part. How they just hanging. Look at that. Just all in there. So let me also say, touching these leaves, my hands are cold because they're wet. But they are doing so good. Carrots, onions, we are doing good. We are doing good. Onions. Blueberries are looking good. Blueberries are looking good. Here go my blueberries. That look like they're trying to give me something. And I will appreciate it if they do. I would sure enough appreciate it. All right. All the onions. I am hoping to get such a great bounty of onions this year. I'm just hoping they bulb up the way they're supposed to. Look at that. All of this will be onions. And I shouldn't have to purchase any onions for a while if everything goes according to the game plan. Look at that. So I'm thinking it's easily about 20 or so onions here. Same over here. Then you got onions in different areas. I think I should be good. Flowers are still holding on, surprisingly. I've also put garlic and onions in here just throughout it to protect the flowers just as well. But look at that. They're really, really pretty. Surprisingly that they're still holding on. And again, I bought all of these on sale because they were like dying out. I always just go through the clearance. Collards. And that's what I mean. Like my collards are looking so good. But most definitely, I gave some away, so I got some gaps. But I most definitely want to, I'm going to give away some more today. So I'll probably pull some more of these in here. So again, they can spread out. And this soil is so good. Look at this stuff, y'all. Look at that. And they're nice size. So this one right here is like 2 or 3 of them right here. So I'm definitely going to open this up right here. So I'm going to open this one up. I'll probably take all of them from right here. So that gives more room for all of the other stuff. Something is in here eating it. Which again, because I have so many, I'm not tripping. But I most definitely want to open everything up. I think that back there is either some weeds or something. I have no idea what that is. You see where it's like a whole bunch of cluster of leaves? I don't know what that is. Probably a weed. Because this is open, weeds could be coming on from the other neighbor's side just as well, like they creep over. These are the pretty flowers. They're dying back, which is fine. All my collards. And definitely got to get in here and do some more cleanup. Something to eating in there. So I got something in there. Nothing much though, because everything else looks to be doing really, really well. As you can see, I've been cutting in there, harvesting. And it helps because when that water sprayer come on, I don't see, okay, there you go. You can see it when it comes on. I don't want it hitting the leaves, so I hurry up and try to get everything off of the bottom. You see how that leaf in there is browning? It's because the water system, and with all the water, it causes diseases. These are looking good. Again, to me, a little crowded, but not as crowded. Not as crowded, but definitely crowded. Like right here, these two are too close because this big one right here and this big one right here is shadowing out these. So they're not going to get what they need. So again, just really going through trying to thin out everything at this point. These collards over here is doing good. Again, I had so many, y'all, that I just had to put them in stuff. These are doing good though. Some are still shaded out, like this little one right here shaded out from this big one right here. And here I got some onions, and they're coming up and doing well. So of course, when I was getting some onion and garlic, as I got them, I was just like, okay, well, they got to go somewhere. And I did this because even though these are going to take forever to come up, right? Not to come up, to harvest. The cool thing is I can still put stuff in here. But I did put potatoes in here. I put a potato or two in there. So we're going to see if that comes up. My comfrey doing good. And more onions, y'all. So I am now going to look in the greenhouse and see how that's doing. I think I want to change the water system on this, because I think I have it like every 2 days. But let me show you what I have. I have this on this right here, on this setup. And right now I have it 48 hours for 20 minutes, right? I think I'm going to go ahead and put it to 72 hours for 20 minutes because, again, we've been having so much rain. Now, this one goes to the greenhouse, and I had that one on, I guess that's on 72 hours for 10 minutes because in there, it's on the grow bags, and those grow bags actually hold water. And with it being in the greenhouse, it doesn't need as much. I don't think it needs as much. But we're about to see whether I need to make any adjustments now, because y'all gonna go in here with me. Okay. Let's see what we got going on. It looks like my sage is dying back a little bit. The garlics is doing fine. This is the mustards. The soil is still moist, so I'm good there. So we definitely don't need to make no adjustments. There's definitely something in here eating on it. But I also got the onions, the garlic in here. I did do a big chop back on this because, again, I'm not quite sure what I want to do. I don't know if I want to put more onions and stuff in it or just leave it. The lettuce is looking good. You know what's crazy? It doesn't seem like the lettuce gotten any bigger. So I don't know. Onion. I had some spinach growing in here, but it looks like it died off. Basil. The soil looks fine. I guess they feel like ants. Can y'all see all the ants? So I'm definitely going to have to probably use some diatomaceous on that. Let's see. The basil looks good. This looks like it needs to get a cutback, which is my parsley. But everything is still moist, so that's fine. That means I don't really need to do too much in here. I did bring the rosemary back in, and it doesn't look like I'm having any more ant issues. I took it out and let it air out as I watered it a whole lot, and it seems like that worked. So we still got that. Everything else looks okay. Still don't see anything in here. I guess I'll give it a little water. The pineapple's still holding on pretty tough. The pepper, black pepper, died back, but it still looks like the stem is okay. My amaryllis, or my roselle, I guess that's what it's called, my roselle. I think it's pretty cool. The stem started turning red. And this looks like it's doing fine. Got one little bad leaf right there. But what I didn't do, y'all, I didn't close up the windows in here. So it still got pretty cold. It did get pretty cold in here. So what I will do today is make sure I close up the windows in here. And these, I'm pointing to it like you can see it. These are the windows. So I left those open for circulation. But when it gets really, really cold, the whole point of the greenhouse is to keep it warm in here. And I did not. So what I'm thinking is, what are we going to do today? What I think I'm going to do is I'll probably put some diatomaceous on the in this little area that I see ants, because again, I don't want a whole bunch of ants in my stuff. I don't want a whole bunch of ants. And I'll probably just walk around the harvest. Like I said, it's not freezing, but it is cool. But because everything is wet, my hands are cold. So I'm going to probably go ahead and put on some gloves. Normally I don't wear gloves because I like playing in the dirt. I enjoy touching the dirt, playing in the dirt, and it just, I don't know, to me, you get down and dirty, you just get in there. I'm not really scared of bugs and stuff like that, but I don't want cold hands. I don't like cold hands. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to harvest a couple of things. I'm going to pull up a couple of collards to give to somebody that wanted some. I'll probably pull up about 5 or 6. That should be good enough to thin out one of the areas. And then I think that's, again, because it's cold, and well, I wouldn't say it's cold, because it's cooling down. This is the time a lot of people enjoy right now, because the pest problems are going down. You're not having to constantly come out here because everything is growing like crazy. It's more of a slowdown period. You can literally just garden at a much easier pace. Which is why they do tell people, like, if you want to garden, or if you're a first-time gardener, it's better to start in the springtime, because when summertime hit, it's like go, go, go. Everything is booming. Everything, you got to harvest, you got to store, and there's so much more. Whereas with the brassicas, they're pretty much more laid back and chilled. They grow. The only thing I think the heavy fertilizing is for like the onions and your for your onions and for your garlic. You want to do your heavy fertilizing, so once the summer do come around, you don't fertilize as much, because at that point you want them to bulb, and you want the fertilizer that you've been feeding them throughout the fall winter time to now they'll take all that in and start using that energy to bulb, versus give me greenery. You know, the greenery is for more so of the photosynthesis, you know, pulling in the energy. But at the next point of their process is the bulbing, which is when it gets hot. That's when it starts bulbing. Correct me if I'm wrong. Continue to teach me, because remember, Just Grow With Me is about us learning together. That is what I understood so far within my learning journey. But you can teach me if I'm wrong, or not clear. Then comment. Let's teach each other. But until next time, please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you for all my new subscribers. Thank you. Hey. Also, thank you for my existing subscribers. Thank you, thank you, thank you, because we are growing. Even in our numbers, we are growing. So I thank everyone who take time out just to watch, to listen, to learn, to share their stuff with me just as well. But until next time, bye. Okay, so now we're on the other side. Let's look at what we got going. Collards, of course. Remember now, don't judge me. I had to put stuff anywhere and everywhere. So collard in here, along with a garlic. The basil died out, which is fine. I put onions in here, which I'm very surprised they're doing really good. I do probably have to adjust my water system. My figs, they actually look pretty well. They look pretty good. Wasn't sure how they was going to hold up with some of this cold, but they're doing so good. They're actually doing good. But I'm thinking I need to go ahead and put them inside. Lemongrass, looks like it's getting better since we had all the rain. My lime tree, my lemon lime. I think for this one, I need to just cover it with, I did buy some winter rising cloths, so I can wrap it up and maybe cover it. Just flowers. Look over here, strawberries. Look at that. Strawberries over there still trying to do. Then I got the collards in there. It looks like something been digging over here. My marigolds. Weird. Marigolds over here.